Good evening and welcome to the English News Bulletin. You're watching Rwanda Television News live from Kigali, Rwanda. My name is Olive Nete and welcome to the news in details. Concluding his campaigning activities before Rwandans go to the polls, the RPF's presidential candidate Paul Kagame has noted the fact that the turnout of supporters at the campaign rallies is in itself proof that Rwandans are deciding the direction in which the country should continue. A clear message to those who felt that it is their place to criticize the country. We have details with Serge Ntwari.
Saturday marked exactly 3 weeks since the candidate began his campaign rallies across the country. It also being the final day of campaign activities before the elections begin on Sunday, with those in the diaspora casting their votes in this year's presidential and parliamentary elections, before Rwandans here in the country do the same on Monday, while the voting committees of the special categories in the parliamentary elections will cast their votes on Tuesday. As has been the case at every campaign rally Paul Kagame has held, the final venue at Gahanga was filled to the brim with hundreds of thousands of RPF supporters.
Bahisemo ngo tuzaba uko dushaka kuba. You can't fake unity, you can't fake excitement, you can't fake.
We have chosen to decide our own fate.
A turn up like this one.
You cannot fake this. You cannot fake unity.
You can't.
You cannot fake happiness. You cannot fake these sorts of numbers of attendance, and that is how it has been at every single campaign. You cannot fake development or any of the other many indicators that we have. Neither can you fake to be the RPF.
Ntabwo ushobora guhimba amajyambere, ntushobora guhimba ibintu ibyo ari byo byose. Nta nubwo wahimba kuba FPR.
The RPF presidential candidate also pointed out that those who try to criticize Rwanda should see the country for what it is now, not what it used to be.
Inyeri murayizi.
What was once a trickle is now an ocean. Those of you who understand that Kinyarwanda proverb know what I mean. He also urged Rwandans not to be distracted with things that do not have an impact on their lives whatsoever.
Hica ubutindi, hica kubura umutekano.
Things like extreme poverty and insecurity are the ones that kill, as well as bad politics. As for negative words directed towards you, that kills no one. If anything, those engaged in saying bad things about us are the ones slowly dying of sadness because of the things they are doing. The incumbent in the presidential race also had a message for young Rwandans.
Mwebwe rero rubyiruko rw'u Rwanda. Mwige, mukore.
As for you, the youth of Rwanda, educate yourselves, work hard to keep up with the country's pace of development, allow security to prevail, and as for the rest, it is all for our benefit.
Hanyuma ibindi ni inyungu zacu.
Speaking on behalf of the 8 political parties that decided to ally themselves with the RPF Inkotanyi party and support Paul Kagame's candidature for president in the elections, Dr. Vincent Biruta of the Social Democratic Party stressed that it is no one's place to try and grade Rwanda after the elections, apart from Rwandans themselves, because the country has no teachers abroad and does not take lessons from anyone. Meanwhile, RPF Inkotanyi supporters across the country have continued to express their undying support for the party and have vowed to vote for its presidential and parliamentary candidates on Monday.
Thank you, Serge, for the details. Now, moving ahead, President Paul Kagame, who is also the chairman of the RPF Inkotanyi, affirms that the priority after the general elections is to ensure farm development of all sectors, mainly security and socio-economic development. Prince Manzi with the details.
In a press conference that came after the conclusion of the RPF Inkotanyi's campaign rally on Saturday, President Paul Kagame, was also the chairman of the party, affirms that just as the path Rwandans have been on after the general elections, the priority will be the farm development of all aspects, mainly security and socio-economic development of citizens.
Priority number one after we've gone through all this is to continue to make as much progress as we can in the area of security and stability of our country, socio-economic development and progress, and continuing to see the country really grow in all aspects of development. So it's just the same path we have been on, rebuilding our country, growing it towards prosperity.
President Paul Kagame also emphasized that Rwanda's progress and development lies in the choices of only Rwandans. He has no reason to think that Rwanda, after his leadership, would be any less progressive.
I don't think there is Kagame only. It is Kagame with these people, you see. We make progress because we are together. And these people, the Rwandans, contribute a lot, make things happen. I only provide leadership as by their choice. So, and I'm sure when I'm not there, there will be another choice they will make. The choice that can even lead them better without ruling out the fact that, yes, things may not be as good as they have been, but that is life, that's what happens. But I imagine among these Rwandans there are people who can lead this country even better than I can or have done.
Young people, mostly members of the RPF Inkotanyi, have consistently referred President Paul Kagame as the friend of the youth, and some refer themselves as Generation PK, short for Paul Kagame, due to his unceasing encouragement for the youth. The head of state stressed in the press conference on the responsibilities these youth are to bear and why emphasizing it now.
Well, really the message, whether deeper or what it has been all along, is the young people understanding and feeling that they are the ones who hold responsibility for their lives, the lives of everybody in the country, and especially in the near future, they are the leaders. It's what I'm raising and alerting them about. It's not tomorrow that I'll tell them that. It should be yesterday that they became aware of that. So that is the only essence, the real essence of repeating that message. And the progress that has been made, that people refer to under the RPF and so on and so forth. Yes, in fact, happened. Even the liberation itself happened with the young people taking responsibility for all that. Even when I became president, I think I was still in my 30s. And the others who are everywhere doing different important things are much younger than me. So I'm only telling them that it is now that you young people should be thinking about this responsibility you have to yourselves and to the country.
The press briefing came after the conclusion of the 3 weeks RPF Inkotanyi's campaign rally, with elections slated for 14th July for Rwandans in diaspora and 15th July 2024 for citizens in the country. Prince Manzi, RwandaTV News.
Back to campaign matters, concluding his campaign rallies in the presidential race, the Green Party's Frank Habineza has told local residents in the districts of Rwamagana and Nyarugenge that the good objectives he has for the country will only be possible if they vote for his party in the presidential and parliamentary elections. We have details with Serge Nore.
The final day of campaigning for the Democratic Green Party of Rwanda began in Rwamagana district of the Eastern Province, where local residents were urged to vote for Frank Habineza as president on Monday.
Nagira ngo mumenye neza ko dufite ibyiringiro, dufite umunezero kuba dushobora kumujya inyuma.
I want you to know that we have hope and happiness in supporting him and would not follow him if we did not believe that he is capable of fulfilling the job, and he has proved it. Tell everyone you know that it is clear that the candidate to vote for is Frank Habineza. The candidate himself had this to say about his aspirations.
This is our last campaign event. We wanted to do it here in the House of the Youth. This is called the Maison des Jeunes, because we have a specific message for the youth in Kigali, and we've been in the whole country. We are very grateful to God because we have traveled for the last 3 weeks in all the 30 districts of Rwanda. This is our last district, so I'm grateful that we are all alive. There was no serious accidents. We had some issues, but no serious accidents, and no one was injured, so we are grateful to God first of all. So my message was to appreciate all citizens of Rwanda. We have been moving all the 30 districts of the country, went across. It's a very big country. I mean, our size is not easy to go in 30 districts within 21 days. We had to do like 2 districts per day. So it was quite a challenge, but we were able to do that. And we were received very well by different authorities, mayors, vice mayors, executive secretaries. And people were very happy to receive us. They danced for us. They gave us gifts. They even left their houses, came on the street, left their shops. There was a big welcome, warm welcome we saw across the country. We are hopeful that that warm welcome will be shown on Monday at the election day.
In Nyarugenge district of Kigali City, Frank Habineza also told those who had come out to hear his message that he was happy with the way the campaigning activities had gone over the last 3 weeks, and thanked all Rwandans in general for showing that they have made good progress in democracy. The Green Party has now campaigned in all 30 districts of Rwanda and is fielding 50 parliamentary candidates in addition to Frank Habineza as its presidential candidate.
Thank you, Serge. Independent presidential candidate Philip Mpayimana campaigned in the Gicumbi district at Rutare, promising that if elected as president over the next 5 years, he would ensure that local products are valued. Mpayimana also campaigned in the Nyarugenge districts, where he concluded his campaign activities. We'll have details. On July 13th, independent presidential candidate Philip Mpayimana, accompanied by his wife, began his campaign activities in the Gicumbi district's Rutare sector. At the Rutare Center in Gicumbi district, independent presidential candidate Philip Mpayimana assured his supporters that if they vote for him, he will improve the roads and develop the district.
Gicumbi mwibitseho ubukungu mumaze imyaka kuva isi yaremwa.
People of Gicumbi, you have treasures that have been sharing with us since the world was created through these dusty and stony roads. As we prepare to vote for new leadership in the next few days, I want to inform you that we particularly focus on the development of this city. I understand that the homemade beer of Byumba is a unique product. My manifesto includes 50 ideas, one of which emphasizes the development of small-scale industries. These industries will help us to process local harvests into high-quality finished products without waiting for larger industries. Your Byumba homemade beer will be refined and can be showcased in hotels such as Serena, which will be a significant achievement for the people of Rutare and Byumba.
Indi ntambwe kuri Rutare na Byumba yose.
Upon arriving in Nyarugenge, Philip Mpayimana began his campaign activities at Nyabugogo. He was escorted by motorists honking their horns as they traveled towards Nyamirambo. Mpayimana declared that his campaign activities was a success.
kubera ko turi mu rugendo rwo gushimira abanyarwanda.
We are on a journey of appreciating Rwandans. Having spent the last 21 days touring the country for the campaign activities, you have followed everything that has been happening here. The next steps after the campaign activities are written on the flyer you have in your hands. Motorcyclists and others still want us to continue this journey of thanking our Rwandans and appreciating the fact that the campaign trail went well.
Independent presidential candidate Philip Mpayimana began his campaign activities in Kirehe district's Mahama sector and concluded his tour in Nyarugenge district after reaching all 30 districts of the country. To other matters, some of the foreigners residing in Rwanda have highlighted the country as a model for others, citing the stability present during elections. We have details. Nirav Shah, an Indian who has lived in Rwanda for the past 11 years, and Kay Farrell, an American who has been in Rwanda for the past 2 weeks, are both pleased with how safe Rwanda is. They appreciate that daily activities continue as normal during the election season.
For me, it's been 11 years now, and before this I was in Kenya, so I know how situation it can be after or before elections. Especially they have everything in system on place. People, I've not seen such peaceful elections elsewhere. It's really nice to see this kind of election, people happy in Rwanda.
It's very peaceful, not a lot of tension surrounding the election, and the support for RPF seems to be quite widespread. And it's definitely have not seemed to face any challenges because of elections. It seems very secure here, very safe. I walk around by myself. I walk around at night. It's very safe here. I haven't had any problems.
Jega Gitahi and Festus Sirungu, Kenyans who have been working in Rwanda for an extended period, appreciate Rwanda's peaceful environment. They value the ability to work without concerns, enjoying the country's stability and safety.
The security is still the same. Very secure. You can actually take your walks. You can actually do whatever you've been doing since and now. So basically, security has been optimum in all aspects. I appreciate the aspect that you don't see any police presence, but you feel very secure. You can walk up at night. You can do whatever you want to do and feel like you are watched, but behind the curtains. So that is a very, very good thing. Happy. I've always been happy. Even since this election period, everything is okay. There is no change. Everything is as was.
Security situation, I actually have not noticed, apart from the campaigns that have been seen around, I have not noticed. It is very safe. Even walking at night, you don't feel something maybe bad happening for you. So I feel safe all the time. At least you can go even home at night and nobody will ask you the question, because you can even see the security guys are there, so you know you are safer.
Damien Muzun from Benin observes that Rwanda's security and the peaceful nature of its population are results of the wise choices made through its history. He appreciates how these factors contribute to the country's stable work environment.
Et quand vous voyez le climat, moi je crois qu'il y a quelque chose de particulier.
When you closely evaluate it, you see that Rwanda is special. When there is an election, it is a celebration, something that is not seen often. In some other places, there's widespread crimes before, after, and during the elections. I think that because of the bad history that Rwanda has gone through, Rwandans have made a choice. They don't want to go back, but are determined to move forward.
De violence, ils veulent maintenant aller devant.
In various countries around the world, insecurity often plagues elections, both before and after voting takes place. Rwandans, however, emphasize their commitment to unity as a fundamental value that fosters sustainable development for the entire country. Ahead, the parliamentary candidates of the Social Democratic Party have demonstrated to the residents of Nyarugenge district that one of the key components of their manifesto for the next 5 years is to advocate for the acceleration of infrastructure development in the city of Kigali. Adams Kwizera with the report.
Some residents in Nyarugenge district testified that they have many reasons to support the RPF presidential candidate, Paul Kagame, as the PST has joined the coalition.
Paul Kagame helped us achieve many things in the last 7 years. especially in the aspect of women empowerment. He ensured the empowerment of girls, and those are the reasons to vote for him on Monday morning.
Mohawk Valence, one of the parliamentary candidates of the Social Democratic Party PSD, have demonstrated to the residents of Nyarugenge district that one of the key components of their manifesto for the next 5 years is to advocate for the acceleration of the infrastructure development programs in the city of Kigali.
Ngarutse ku bikorwa remezo tuzaharanira ko byubakwa mu mujyi wa Kigali.
Reiterating on the infrastructure, we will strive to emphasize road construction in Kigali city. With the city's growing population, it is essential to increase the infrastructure such as roads. Additionally, we plan to initiate cable cars to facilitate transportation. Dr. Vincent Viruta, the chairperson of the Social Democratic Party PSD, urged PSD members to participate in the upcoming elections and respect the laws governing them.
Abayoboke ba PSD icyo tubasaba cy'ingenzi twanabasabye muri ibi byumweru bitatu birangiye.
We urge the members of the PSD to vote for Paul Kagame as the presidential candidate and to vote our parliamentary candidates as well. Additionally, we encourage everyone to participate in the elections and to respect the laws governing them. The Social Democratic Party PSD is one of the 8 parties that joined the coalition with the RPF Inkotanyi to support its flag bearer, Paul Kagame, who concluded his campaign rally today in Kicukiro district. Adam Squizera, RwandaTV News.
And the story brings us to the end of tonight's bulletin. On behalf of the technical news production team, thank you for being part of today's broadcast. Have a fruitful weekend.